Hi all, let's have a look at one of the earliest notable games at Chess Gamescom featured in their new facility. This is from 1750 and it's also can be considered as part of our traps playlist here on this channel. Okay, playing white is Kermur Sire de Legal. His major notable game is this one, apparently played in 1750 in Paris, probably in the Café de la Régence. François Antoine de Legal de Kermur was born in Versailles, was a leading chess player in the 18th century, regarded as the first professional chess player, as he would play chess for wages at the famous Café de la Régence, often giving odds like pawn and move, knight, rook to weaker opposition. He was considered the strongest player in France until he was defeated by his pupil François-André Philidor. So Philidor, of course, coined the phrase "the pawns are the soul of chess." So this game is very interesting, actually, much more interesting once I started investigating it, but I'm going to show you the game now and we'll talk about it after. So e4 by de Legal, we have by St. Brie e5, we have knight f3, the Philidor's defense, d6, bishop c4, so pointing at that sensitive square, the f7 square, and black plays bishop g4 here, pinning the knight. We have knight c3, and here apparently g6 was played. Can you see what white can play in this position, which is exceptionally strong? There's a really powerful move in this position, and this is essential knowledge really for every chess player from beginner to whatever GM. It's just an essential game to know, but the historical implications as well about the game are also very interesting to know about. So here, white to play, if I give you 5 seconds to pause the video, what would you play in this position? Okay, I hope you found it. It's a very famous trap, really, the Legal's trap. Knight takes e5. And apparently he might have played it as though he accidentally touched his knight and had to move it. So to add excitement and as though it is a major blunder that he's just blundered his queen. So black takes the queen, and now bishop takes f7 check, king e7, and knight d5 checkmate. Now the amusing thing about this is, as I say, in researching this game, the chessboard site had actually a different version of this game, and I thought it was a problem. Why is there a different version of this game hanging around? And I'll just show you. This other version of the game has knight c6 here. Can you see in this position why knight takes e5 might be a bad move with this instead of g6? So knight takes e5. Can you see what black can do here, which he didn't have in the game we've just seen? Okay, knight takes e5. It protects the bishop, just winning a piece, so still hitting the queen and also hitting this bishop. It will be a disaster, an absolute disaster. And apparently this was the authentic version of the game. It was actually being modified. Now Wiki gives the reason for that. It's interesting, the actual reason why there might be evidence to suggest that. The reason why g6 seems a bit suspect is that fianchettoed bishops were part of the hypermodern revolution later. They weren't so popular back then. It wasn't known about to fianchetto your bishops. More classical development was known about. So playing this sort of move, yeah, it seems out of context for the era. So that's a very interesting point. So there is some controversy about the real version of this game, but of course he wouldn't have been so famous if there was a flawed version of the game with knight c6. There's another variation of this game as well, actually, though, that if we do go with the game continuation, sorry, if we do go with knight c6, white could play actually h3 here to try and encourage something which might almost be playable. Let's have a look. Bishop h5, knight takes e5 here. So the difference is that we're hitting the bishop now. So knight takes e5, queen takes h5, and this is almost playable. This is actually playable, because here black is not winning a piece, because there's queen b5 check now picking up that knight. So this is actually playable with h3. So this is important to know as well. But yeah, it's fascinating to me that this game could have been altered. There's a wiki article which indicates this. So yeah, a very, very simple game, but has inspired a lot of discussion about its historical accuracy and other things. But it's a very, very basic trap that everyone should really know about, and is a great points winner if you can get it in, say, bullet chess in a multi-round tournament. So a fantastic trap that's like essential reading. Really, everyone should know about it. But the point is, it could be a little bit made up, as mentioned, because g6 is kind of an out of an era move, but it's one of those which really makes this work here. Knight takes e5, because there's no knight takes e5. If pawn takes, we could just take the bishop, and that's great. So yeah, black taking the queen. It's funny that black gets mated, and it's efficiency, elegance, the three pieces coming together, a piece coordination are being demonstrated. The loose piece is also a kind of tactical issue, you know, combined with king safety here. So it does demonstrate a few things, how you can quickly win in chess with king safety and loose pieces when they come together. So yeah, a very interesting trap, and the history behind it is interesting as well. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.